So today I might be making a huge investment in my business. I wasn't planning or expecting this, but I was on Facebook Marketplace yesterday and found that there was a new Skutt kiln for sale, just a couple islands away from me. I have a kiln right now. I have no idea how old it is. I got it for free. It was given to me by my old art teacher who had it donated to the classroom, and she couldn't use it, didn't know if it worked. And so she gave it to me and I got it working. I've had to replace all of the coils on that kiln, and I've also actually replaced both of the relays on that kiln as well. It's held up really well. Besides having a coil break, I really haven't had any issues with it. But I do worry because when that happened, I was put out of production for 2 weeks waiting on parts to get here. And it was so stressful, and I'm just always afraid that something's going to happen and that kiln is going to die and I'm not going to have anything. And that's my entire livelihood and my entire business riding in the hands of this machinery working. So I always thought it would be good to have a backup kiln, and I'm also planning a little art retreat getaway for myself in the next few months, where a smaller kiln that's more transportable would be easier and would be really nice for me to have. There's also a lot of instances where I have to do small firings, mainly because I fuck up my timing or because I have a custom order that came suddenly. And so a small kiln will be great for that. It's a Skutt KMT 818. It's super nice. The current owner bought it in 2019, has had it inside in air conditioning for the entire time that he's had it. He says there's no issues and it functions great, and he actually just did a firing yesterday and sent me pictures. So a couple questions that I'm going to ask him is, first of all, I'm going to bring my multimeter. This is going to allow me to check that there's no breaks in any of the coils. Coils are a pain to replace and they're kind of expensive, so I don't want to pay the full price if I have to go home and replace coils. Next thing I'm going to ask him is, why is he selling it? Because I'm not quite sure. Hopefully the answer is just that he's getting out of the hobby. And then I'm just going to have him turn it on. I want to feel it heat up, and I want to see it actually has a touch screen. I cannot believe it, an LED touch screen. It's so fancy compared to what I have. But other than that, I'm pretty convinced that I'm going to be buying a kiln today, and it's a huge investment. I don't really have the money right now, but things are picking up, and I think investing in my business is not just a good idea financially, but I think spiritually it's really going to get me in the groove of really believing in myself, and I'm ready to take that step and that commitment. So I'll take you guys along on the journey of buying a brand new kiln. Brand new to me, of course. I'm excited! Okay, so I'm driving right now to go look at the kiln. Okay, I'm back home. That went great. The seller was very nice. This kiln is so good. Yawn, baby. This kiln is so fancy. I got out my multimeter to test the coils, and he goes, "Oh, you could just do this." Turns on the touch screen of this kiln, goes to the settings, and you can test the function of every element in the kiln right there on the touch screen. So this model of kiln that I got is originally $2,800 if you're buying it new, with all the parts plus shipping. I bought this kiln for $1,500 cash, and personally I just think that that is a wonderful deal. So if you are looking to buy a kiln yourself on Facebook Marketplace secondhand, I can give you a few pointers on what you want to look at. First of all, you're going to want to test the coils in the kiln before you purchase, because if you purchase it and then you end up having to replace all the coils, it's a pain in the ass and it costs money. So this is a multimeter. You can use this to test coils if you have one. What you're going to do is switch it to this setting. So you're going to take these guys, place them on the coil, and it's going to test that segment. If you're getting a reading of 1, it means that there is a break in the coil. Let's see if I can show you. When I touch these together, you can see that the reading changes. So that's what you want to see. If it stays at 1, then you have a break in the coil. Your other option, of course, would just be to turn the kiln on and feel them heating up. You can do a paper test, which is where you take a small piece of paper, you set it into the little slots where the coils are, you turn the kiln on, and then you turn it off, and if the paper is burnt, it means the element is working. Some other important questions you might want to ask is whether they have ever replaced any of the parts, whether the kiln is coming with a stand and also shelves and stilts. Like that can be a pretty big influence on the price, so you might want to take that into consideration because those accessories are not very cheap to have to buy new. I personally would never buy a kiln that you cannot test. I know I've seen listings on Facebook Marketplace where they're like selling this kiln, I haven't turned it on in a year, so I don't know, but it's selling it. I really wouldn't go for something like that. Now, if somebody's giving away a kiln for free and they say they don't know if it works, I would definitely go for that. And I did go for that, and that's how I got my current kiln that I have now and have been using for 2 years now. And of course, I would always ask, especially if you're looking at a semi-new kiln, like why the person is selling it. In my case, the seller is switching over to doing silver jewelry, which I thought was really cool and something I would love to try. So he's all done doing ceramics, and he actually never did any wheel throwing or hand building. He only did molds. So, you know, all that kind of adds up. Doesn't sound sketch. I was good with that. I'm gonna go ahead and set up my kiln. I have my old one running over here today. As you can see, this is a very important firing, and I'm pulling out all the stops to make sure it goes well. The seller gave me this, which is an adapter for the cord, and then he also gave me an extension cord, which I also am not going to need here, but nice to have just in case. Technically, you're never supposed to plug a kiln into an extension cord, but okay, I'm very sweaty. I am now going to be installing the panel on the front. Let's see what I can show you. This is very nice because all of the wires are labeled, so you know exactly where they go. So I'll go ahead and do this now. So here she is. I'm so happy. The seller also gave me, he was all done with the kiln, so, and all done with ceramics, so he gave me a kiln shelf wash. He gave me a couple of glazes that I will definitely use, all of the paperwork that came with the kiln, which is really important. The kiln also came with the plugs for the peepholes and 2 different sets of stilts, and then also 2 half shelves. So I did have to order an adapter for the type of plug-in that I have. And I just turned it on for the first time. It's so fancy with the touch screen. Oh my gosh. All right, so I'll be using the cone fire settings. Oh, this is amazing. Wow. It goes all the way up to cone 10. Wow. Look, it even has a warning about the clay type that you use. Oh my gosh, this is so fancy. Oh my gosh, this is amazing. Look, estimated time for the firing even. Let's just say start. Wow, this is incredibly fancy. All right, we are going to fire the kiln for the first time today. I'm just going to be doing a little miniature gold luster firing. So we are going to cone 019. So this is a very low firing for our first time. I'm just going to put it on medium. I'm not even gonna lie, I'm just sitting here watching it like I'm watching paint dry. Good boy, sit there, good. Hey there, it's been a few days since I bought my kiln. I've done a couple of firings, it's been great. I'm really happy with it. Thank you so much for watching this video. Thanks for following me on another new experience. I hope it helped you in some way. Go ahead and check out my website if you're interested in learning more about me, my brand, and my artwork. You can also follow me on Instagram and TikTok. I'm very excited to announce that I just opened up my Patreon again. My Patreon has 5 different tiers: BTS with Gail, Art Student Club, Mystery Trinket Club, Mug Club, and Bugs Ceramic Fan Club. Please go over there, check it out if you're interested in receiving exclusive content, monthly tutorials, or ceramics delivered right to your doorstep. Please leave a comment down below and let me know what you thought or if you have any questions regarding kilns. Thanks for watching, bye!